Yes, I did.
How can you tell?
Actually, so I signed them all to Jim?
I don't know. He didn't say. I didn't even think you'd. I would.
This one I'll just sign.
All right.
This one I'll just sign.
Yeah, I got it a long time ago.
Where's Faye? I was so hoping I'd see her.
Yeah, the show. My sister is in town. She just couldn't.
I certainly would.
She,
I can cross out Carol Gilson. No, actually,
can't do that.
oh, that's right. I wore that to this
Oh, I thought she'd be great at my favorite show.
She would be if she just did it.
You're the constant.
You've been on
She got We were canceled. My agent set up a meeting for me to meet Brandon Tartikoff, who was head of NBC, and NBC was surging up towards #1. And I sat in his office. He was meeting me because it was just sort of a general thing to see if I might want to do a series with NBC. And he said, I have to tell you, I'll tell you a story now. I said, it'll make you feel terrible, but you should know how these things work. He said, the networks subscribe to different kinds of market audience research. He said, NBC and CBS, this is before Fox was in the picture and there was no WB or UPN. NBC and CBS both subscribe to something called TVQ. You also hear about TVQ as a measure of actors' popularity, but it's runs a full gamut of research. They do tons of other research on shows, demographics, and everything else. And he said the TVQ research on your show showed us, he said, which we subscribe to look at very, very as a key thing in terms of decisions we take here at NBC. Tales of the Gold Monkey had everything we look for a show that's on the air for 7 years. It had everything. And he said, here's the thing. ABC didn't subscribe to TVQ. ABC's research was different. I don't know what they had. But CBS, and he said, when ABC canceled your show, we threw a party. He said, I thought I was going to have to, we watched your show. We said, well, that's going to be on for 7 years. I thought, I'm going to have to program against that show for 7 years.
Oh my God.
It'll never go off the air. It's perfect. He said, you created a world. You had characters who cared about each other. It was a family without it being a literal family. Yeah. It was, there was tremendous, one for all and all for one. It had everything. He said, everything. And he said, plus it was really well produced. And so he said, when they took it off, we thought it was a typographical. We said, it must be.
Even before we were canceled, I had a couple of friends who were in development and programming departments of the other networks. And the early word, before we ever got word that we were not going to be on, was that they were planning, they were scheduling against us, and they were planning on it for years.
Wow.
They were planning on looking at us against us for years. And
Yes. With Stephen and Jeff and Roddy was among the most magical times for me as an actress. Because I don't know how they felt about me, but I felt about them as actors. I know, you hated me. Was that Yoda who died?
Brandon O'Wall?
No.
This is her dog.
You
They had the brain of a big meat. Well,
we'll get to that other story. Stephen gave me a copy of a beautiful, beautiful hardbound copy of Lewis Carroll's Alice in Wonderland. And he said, he wrote on his inscription, he said, if you already have this, then this is for Yoda. But anyway, I do really want to say this. It overwhelmed him. But anyway, this is really true, is that, I've worked a long time in this business, and I've worked with a lot of people. And I think one of the reasons why Gold Monkey has touched you guys so much, and has touched, people's lives the way it did, is because I think the four of us really had a great chemistry together as actors.
I was making it. He was acting.
They would make me laugh so hard. Stephen and Jeff would make me laugh so hard that they'd be calling action, and I would practically be wetting my pants, and I'd have to get it together.
That explains the expression on in a lot of those love scenes.
Steve, imagine working with him all the time like this. This never stops.
I wanted you to bring Nuys on first, but you told me.
They did a brilliant Who's on First, these guys.
About the last 6 weeks of the show, we had so much time when we would be in the cockpit of the Goose when they were shooting Process, which is when we're in the cockpit and you're really in the soundstage, and all the tight stuff that took place in the Goose was shot that way. It was so hard to get in and out of it that sometimes while they were lighting us, we would just stay in there instead of climbing all the way out and having stand-ins climb all the way in, and 20 minutes later climb back in and out. We would just stay there because we had fun together. And we decided that I said to Jeff, let's learn Who's on First. The whole, it's 7 minutes long. And we learned it. We took about a month, and for about a month, every time we said,
well, you did it at the party.
We did it at the rap party. We tried to hell. We did it at the rap party. And if you've ever studied Who's on First, Costello has really the toughest part because he asks all the questions, and if you ask the wrong question, the whole thing goes out the window. And we were at the rap party, and we never performed it for a large group of people.
We beat everybody up performing.
But you'd have a few drinks.
One at a time.
You had a few drinks.
Yeah.
And you said,
no.
Wow. And I thought, I can't. I thought there's like 500.
You were nervous.
There were like 500 people there, and I thought,
I don't drink.
He buys this. It was perfect. I mean, you were perfect.
You both were. They were
anyway, I have it on videotape, and of course.
Boy, I would love to see it, but you lost it.
No, I've got it. It's in a huge unpacked box in my house that just came from New York. I'm sorry.
We had known that was going to be in the last show, and I wrote it in.
Was it really?
You were going to have them do Who's on First?
And then
it would
cost more. We thought it's Universal. Universal owns it. And Universal wanted to charge us more money than the budget for the show. Seriously.
Our own studio.
The own studio.
Yeah,
That doesn't
they own
make
it.
sense.
Yeah, and
Well, that's
I wrote it in.
Known for that genius.
Yeah,
I remember when that was
Great
made.
moves.
I sure do.
You know, it's just to, another true story about the show's cancellation, which kills me, was Jordan Kerner, who's now a pretty big movie producer, who was number 3 at the network, and in all those last-minute meetings about this, and a lot of the network lineups are truly decided. They've got like pieces on a puzzle, and some of them don't get canceled or picked up until the last minute. And he said, "You guys were on there, but." The network had a very dicey relationship with them.